All right, good evening, good afternoon. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. We've got a tornado warning now in the state of Texas, so we will begin our severe weather coverage. Of note, we are dealing with fires across portions of Texas, Oklahoma as well, west of the dry line, and along with strong winds and blowing dust. That's probably going to be our most high widespread impact today. In terms of tornado warnings, we do now have a tornado warning until 4:15 p.m. for portions of Bowie County in northeast Texas. This tornado warning is going to include Sims, Boston, New Boston, Red Bank, Hooks, Leary, just north of Redwater. As we head over to the which way the wind's blowing mode, you can see we do have a broad mesocyclone indicated here on the weather radar. Given the favorable environment for tornadoes further east into Arkansas, the Weather Service has gone ahead and issued a tornado warning with this, probably being a little more liberal with the tornado warnings today than it might otherwise be. But again, we are seeing an area of rotation, and this is going to be near Interstate 30, about 5 miles northwest of Sims, and this is generally moving towards New Boston. So again, those of you in New Boston, Sims, Boston, Hooks, Red Bank, you need to be moving to your tornado-safe places. It's going to be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Don't go outside looking for this thing again. You're probably not going to see it. If anything is down, it could be easily wrapped in rain. So again, this is going to be a tornado warning until 4:15 p.m. for portions of Bowie County in northeast Texas. And this will be for the potential of a tornado in addition to ping pong ball size hail. So we're dealing with, again, a tornado warning in addition to the potential for ping pong ball size hail. This tornado will be near New Boston at about 4:05 p.m. and Hooks at about 4:15 p.m. That is a tornado warning for Bowie County in northeast Texas. Further southwest, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing quarter-size hail and localized wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour near Mount Pleasant, Mount Vernon, Naples, Omaha, Pearlie. Interstate 30 at 259, obviously, in Mount Pleasant. As we head further southwest, we have additional thunderstorms capable of producing hail, large. FM. All right, so we've got a broken line of severe storms capable of producing quarter-sized hail, localized winds of 60 miles an hour from near Wortham to Streetman on I-45. That's going to be south of Corsicana, north of Fairfield. We've got a severe storm southeast of Athens, crossing over Highway 60 between Athens and Frankston. We've got a severe thunderstorm approaching Chandler. And again, each of these thunderstorms are generally moving east at about 40 miles per hour. And again, generally speaking, the strongest storms this afternoon are going to be capable of producing winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour and the potential for quarter-size hail. So we head even further southwest. We actually have a couple of storms that have fired up between Marlin and Temple. These storms moving off to the east, generally speaking, could have some small hail, gusty winds, and we're going to have to keep an eye out just in case these thunderstorms do end up intensifying further in the hail department. I don't think we're going to be dealing with a significant tornado threat in Texas today. As we zoom out, you can see we are dealing with a major tornado outbreak further to the east-northeast. You'll note we now have level 5 out of 5, the Magenta of Doom, across portions of Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, and Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas. We had a large, significant tornado move through the northern suburbs of Little Rock about an hour ago. We now have a large, violent tornado down in progress southeast of Des Moines, Iowa at this point. And this thunderstorm has a large violent tornado down right now. Again, this is well east of Des Moines, and you can see we have individual thunderstorms now in Illinois. And then down here in Arkansas, we've got this storm east of Little Rock now, approaching Des Arc. This thunderstorm produced a large, significant tornado in the northern suburbs of Little Rock about an hour ago, and generally speaking, is on its way to visit Memphis, probably in the next 2 hours, and it could continue to be a problem in the tornado department. For those of us back here in Texas, we have a tornado warning for Bowie County. For an area of intermittent rotation that's occasionally perked up, but honestly doesn't look all that impressive on the velocity department right now. I really don't think we're going to be dealing with too many tornado issues in the state of Texas today, but we're just going to have to keep an eye out. Apparently this area near Chandler is intriguing the Weather Service, and they're discussing the potential for a tornado warning for Chandler over to Tyler. And obviously there are severe weather warnings in effect. I just have to load the program. I'll do that real quick. If it'll load, it may not. I might have to do some surgery on this real quick. Just a second, I'll try and get that fixed. For some reason, my computer's having a stroke at the moment. I don't know why. So let me get that fixed. Alright, well I'm just getting an error message with that right now, so I'll just turn that off for now. We'll just go with the tornado coverage. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes you just got to deal with technology issues, and apparently today it's going to be my technology issue. Oh well. So again, we have a tornado warning at this point for portions of Bowie County and northeast Texas. And it looks like we also now have a tornado warning for Smith County, including the city of Tyler. Not on here just yet, but it will be in just a moment. There we go. So again, we now have a tornado warning. This is going to be for 4:30 p.m. for Smith County, including the city of Tyler. This also includes places like White House, Tyler, Overton, Arp, Chapel Hill, New Chapel Hill, and Noonday. So again, the reason we're here, we have tornado warnings now. One for Smith County, including the city of Tyler. It's going to be for a severe thunderstorm moving towards the city of Tyler that could put down a brief tornado. This possible tornado will be near White House at about 4:15, Tyler at about 4:20, Overton and Arp at about 4:30. And again, this is for the potential for a brief tornado and the potential of quarter to ping pong ball size hail. We also have a tornado warning for portions of New Boston, Hooks, Leary, and Sims. All right, let's go ahead and press some buttons. I'm going to switch this over. Off. About y'all. Don't take it personally. In fact, you should be happy if I'm not talking about you, because if I'm talking about you, you've got problems in the spinny doom department. You can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar in our free mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in the App Store on your iOS device or the Google Play Store on your Android device. And again, we've got new app on Google Play, and we should have a new app here shortly for iOS. In fact, it might be out. I haven't looked today. Should have been out a couple days ago, but Apple's been taking their sweet time, as they usually do with mobile app updates. I don't know why it's not out yet, honestly, but technology has got to deal with it sometimes. So let's take a statewide view, and again, we do have a tornado warning for Smith County, Tyler, Noonday, White House till 4:30. Tornado warning for Bowie County for a storm approaching New Boston. And then back southwest, we've got severe thunderstorms capable of producing some hail. Temple, Marlin, I-45 between Corsicana, Fairfield, near Streetman. And then these storms in east-northeast Texas that are being a bit rowdy. I didn't honestly expect we'd see storms fire up as early as they did earlier, and they fired up further west than I thought they would have, but, you know, sometimes Mother Nature's going to do what Mother Nature's going to do. And Mother Nature simply does not care what I have to think. If you by chance can hear some of that scanner traffic, my apologies. We've got multiple fires working locally as well, so I've muted that to the best of my ability, but sometimes you just gotta multitask. So I'm gonna zoom on out. I'm just gonna go ahead and load, honestly, a 1-hour loop. I'll even put satellite on to make it cute. So again, you could see our dry line cool front here with the broken line of thunderstorms and the cumulus line here on satellite. Pretty much coming up on this point. Kerrville to Temple. Again, north of Fairfield, south of Corsicana, over to Tyler. And then west of that, honestly, it's dry. It is warm and it is dry. In fact, if I were to real quick switch over to a different source, I'm going to look and see if we have any fires visible. Alright. More fires. Great. That's the 5th one that's broken out locally in the last hour. So again, we're not seeing any big-time hotspots in Texas right now, which is good. I'll show you what a hotspot looks like in just a moment. So we're doing okay right now in Texas, it seems like. Oklahoma, on the other hand, we've got wildfire outbreak ongoing. Oklahoma City, all the way up into northeastern Oklahoma. Every one of these red dots is a wildfire. And most of these are spreading quickly, and we've had homes burning around Oklahoma City. So that is definitely not good. But anyway, back to the reason we are here, and I'm chatting with you at the moment. That's going to be, we got a couple tornado warnings. Tornado warning number 1 is for another 13 minutes. This is going to be for Bowie County. And this is going to be for a possible spin-up tornado near New Boston. And again, we're looking pretty high up in the radar elevation right now, so we're not getting a super great look in the low levels. But I want to emphasize here, I don't think we're dealing with strong long-track tornadoes in Texas at this point. Now, could we have spin-ups? Yes, but I want to emphasize that this is not like what's going on in portions of Arkansas, Illinois, Iowa right now, where we've got mile-wide tornadoes down. This storm near New Boston has the potential of producing large hail up to the size of ping pong balls, localized damaging wind gusts, and perhaps a brief tornado. What I'm going to try to do is get some of these, there we go. So again, this storm near New Boston, moving east-northeast at about 50 miles an hour. New Boston, it's probably hailing right now in town. You can see just got a radar update. Definitely don't want to be on Interstate 30 right now between, frankly, Texarkana and, if you want to talk about hail, I wouldn't be on 30 right now between Mount Vernon and Texarkana for at least the next little while. This storm near New Boston, moving east-northeast at about 50 miles an hour, going to be passing near Hooks in about 10 minutes, so about 4:15. Leary, about 4:20. And then north of Texarkana, unless it takes a bit of a right jog, near about 4:30 p.m. Excuse me. Those of you west of the dry line, you're getting very strong west winds and dust, of which I am dealing with myself. Further southwest, these storms west of Naples could have some quarter-size hail. Storm over Mount Pleasant is not severe. Back down in Tyler, we could have some quarter-size hail right now. Can't rule out a spin-up tornado, but again, this is not a really... honestly, I'm struggling to find a strong rotation here. This is not a super-duper tight or area of rotation right now, but if we look up and tilt a little bit, and I'll put on the altitude so you can see, I'm looking up a couple tilts to get a higher look in the storm. You can see at about 11,000 feet. We do have a pretty good mesocyclone. But again, that's 11,000 feet, and frankly, I don't care what's going on 11,000 feet in terms of spinny doom at this point. The key message here is it's not as strong in the lower levels. Could it try to spin up? Absolutely, positively, and that's why we've got a tornado warning. But again, at this point, I would assume the storm is capable of producing a brief spin-up tornado. Strong straight-line winds, the potential for quarter-size hail. And again, I'm trying to maintain situational awareness. We've got one heck of a severe weather outbreak ongoing to our northeast. We've got wildfire outbreak across portions of Oklahoma, threat for wildfires in western Texas, blowing dust, and locally, we've got wildfires where I'm located, which I'm trying to keep an eye on myself as well. Sorry, I'm keeping updates. So again, this is going to be a broken line of thunderstorms moving across portions of northeast Texas and east Texas. Here's a look over the last couple hours. All these blue icons in the Panhandle, West Texas, the Panhandle, and Oklahoma, those are wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, and that's just from the strong winds behind the dry line. If I were to switch to a different product, you'll actually be able to see dust. As I do that, these purple areas showing up, this is dust being kicked up behind the dry line. So we got a lot of dust. And obviously those of you west of the dry line don't need me to tell you that. You know we've got dust. So again, I'm hopeful we can get rid of these tornado warnings soon. But again, these storms are capable of producing brief spin-up tornadoes, the potential for quarter to ping pong ball size hail, and the potential for some localized damaging winds. Once the dry line passes your location, it's going to become extremely dry very quickly. Your humidity is going to drop, and the winds are going to start becoming quite intense out of the west. All right, so let's keep an eye on things here. We've got a tornado warning for Bowie County. We've got a possible spin-up tornado near New Boston, maybe some quarter-size hail, and the potential for localized damaging winds. Now, in terms of reflectivity structure, you can see here we do have a bit of a notch right here. We've got warm, unstable air being sucked into this thunderstorm. That's our warm inflow. And then we've got, well, there's the latest scan. You can see that inflow notch there. So again, while we don't have a super strong rotation signature, honestly, it looks a little better than it did. My webcam froze. Man, I'm not having good luck with this technology today. This computer's going to get itself reset, and I'm going to hit it with a mallet. If you're wondering what mallet, this mallet. I've got a mallet to hit it. Apparently, I'm going to have to. In fact, sorry, I'm listening to local scanner traffic. I've got probably 4 or 5 wildland fires in the vicinity. Just a second. Oh, excuse me. I know when I stop talking, it's rude to me, but we've got a lot going on. And I'm just trying to maintain situational awareness, and frankly, I'm not doing a good job of it today. My mind is more scatterbrained than a bag of peanuts getting blown out the side of a tractor trailer on an interstate accident. We've got a thunderstorm starting to look a little more interesting. This one southwest of Frankston, honestly, if we were talking about areas of rotation, this one has the strongest rotation I've seen with a storm in Texas today, and that's in an interesting spot there, so we definitely can't rule out a spin-up tornado. If my noise canceling's not doing a great job here, I apologize. I've got a radio scanner in front of me quietly playing. Apologies. So again, we've got tornado warning for another 3 minutes. This is going to be for a storm coming near Hooks. In terms of reflectivity, this storm is definitely looking a little more organized than it did a few minutes ago. You can see that well-defined inflow notch right on I-30 between New Boston and Hooks. This thunderstorm may be capable of producing a spin-up tornado, but so far we haven't heard any reports. You can see a new severe thunderstorm warning, so they are probably going to be doing a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning extension with this storm for now. So this will be a severe thunderstorm warning until 4:45 p.m. for areas of Hooks, Leary, north of Texarkana, north of Nash. Eventually, this is going to cross Interstate 30 again near Fulton, Arkansas. And we know, given the history of these other storms in Arkansas, including a large, significant tornado in Little Rock about an hour and a half ago, this thing could start putting tornadoes down as it moves into Arkansas. So y'all in Arkansas, you need to stay very aware. Further south, we have a possible tornado southeast sides of Tyler. Frankly, the low-level rotation on this is about as organized as my hairline right now. So I'd be surprised if this had a tornado down, but we nevertheless have a tornado warning until 4:30 p.m. This thing could spin a tornado up pretty quickly if it tried. Otherwise, quarter-size hail, maybe ping pong ball size hail with these thunderstorms. Further to the southwest, I'll turn this off, and we'll switch to a regional radar so we get a good look. You can see we've got a storm with hail north of Frankston approaching Coffee City. That storm does have the potential to have some ping pong ball size hail. We've got the potential for a few storms to produce quarter to ping pong ball size hail back southwest over 287, northwest of Palestine, east of Eureka, on I-45 between Streetman and Fairfield, and on Highway, 14 northeast of Mahia, just east of Wortham. So, while we're here, let's take a look at what we're expecting for the rest of the night. And to do that, we're going to pop on over to the high-resolution rapid refresh model. I just have to press some buttons on here. And just let me load the model real quick. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a look at what the model has now. Again, this is the model at 4 p.m. So we're just looking to see how well it's doing. Frankly, it's not doing too bad. It's got the western extent of this storm pretty well defined in terms of where it has storms. So if it's handling right now, okay, we can take a look at later. Here is 5 o'clock. You can see we've got a scattered line of broken storms, supercells from the northern Brazos Valley into portions of east northeast Texas. Here, 6 o'clock, it actually weakens the activity in the northern Brazos Valley. We've still got some storms in East Texas. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and midnight. So you could see we're not going to have too much more expansion to the west from where storms are located right now, probably. Give me just a second. I need to check on some things. Making sure we don't have any big-time wildfire issues in Texas. I just got a good whiff of wildfire smoke in the office, actually. Looking out the window to make sure I don't have some sort of brush fire trying to attack me. All right, so again, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer, dealing with a few severe thunderstorms capable of producing large hail, localized damaging winds, and maybe a spin-up tornado or two. So, it looks like the tornado warning has been canceled for Smith County. We have no tornado warnings in the state of Texas, which is good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to terminate our live severe weather coverage. Again, we'll be back if there's any new tornado warnings. Y'all can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. It's on Google Play, brand new app on Google for Android devices, and we've got a great app on Apple devices as well. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in your device's app store, or go to your web browser, type in texasweather.app, and it'll take you right to the mobile app download page for your device. Again, storms generally moving east at about 45 miles an hour while making some slow progress to the south. Main threat of storms today will be large hail, localized damaging winds, the potential for a spin-up tornado in the state of Texas. So y'all keep an eye on things, and we're going to be doing the same. I'm David Reimer at the Texas Storm Chasers. Y'all keep an eye on the sky, and we'll be back if we have any additional tornado warnings.